Okay. There we go. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Moving along, we are at committee reports. Would you like to start, Mr. Bondy?
I don't have any reports.
You will.
Today,
Welcome.
from rec, at our last meeting, I found something very interesting. I found out that when we let outside entities or programs use our facilities, we don't charge them. I think it's silly. I think when we talk about our facilities, we always hear we want turf fields, we want our parks and recs to be top notch, but I don't think it's extremely wise that when outside entities come in and they use our facilities, they use them for free. So that's something that I would really like the new hire to come in and rethink that policy. From the DPW, we had a very informative meeting last week with Pat Mason. There's a whole slew of things that I have on here. I won't bore you to death. One of the eye-popping things was that we've used 5,000 tons of salt, which we projected for the entire winter, but there's been 14 snow events, so you're probably seeing a little bit of aggregate on the road mixed with salt. But there's a plan in place, obviously, have that removed with the street sweeper. So they're doing their best. It's just been a taxing winter, as obviously everybody can see from the weather we have in here. There's also a handful of trucks that'll need replacing in the short future. So these are some of the things that we're working on and putting a plan in place to make sure that our fleet is up to date. So
Thank you. Councilman Johnson?
Yes, so for Municipal Alliance, the Center for Prevention is holding an alcohol awareness contest. Last year they received over 200 entries and are looking forward to another impactful year contest this year. The theme will be Achieving My Dreams Alcohol Free. Entry formats are poster art, writing, video, and all entries are due by March 17th. The top 5 posters will be featured on the website. The top 3 essays will be broadcast on Sussex County's iHeartRadio radio stations. And the top video will be featured on their social media pages. All winners will receive a 2-day pass, two 1-day passes to Mountain Creek Water Park. All the winners will be invited to attend the town hall at Sussex County Community College on April 7th. Winning entries will be highlighted and winners will receive awards from Senator Parker Space. I have forwarded all that information over to the guidance counselors and school counselors at the middle school and the high school, because it's grades K through 4 through 12. The next Alliance meeting is TBD. The last one was canceled due to illness. Everybody is sick. If you are, seriously, if you are interested in volunteering for the Alliance, please email Valerie Fiorentino at valrose@optimum.net. For the school, Little League registration has started. It goes through March 1st. Go and log on to hopaconlittleleague.org to register. Spring sports are open, registration on hopaconschools.org. Our Chiefs cheerleaders are going to be competing at Nationals in Ocean City, Maryland this weekend, so good luck. Our Hopacon Warrior All-Stars U13 placed first at the YC88 Globals Championship, I think the weekend before Valentine's Day. They won first place in their division against 4 other teams from throughout the nation. Preschool information night is February 26th at 6:30 at Durbin Ave. Kindergarten registration, Durbin Ave, that paperwork needs to be submitted to Durbin Ave by March 31st. The next Board of Education meeting is next Monday, the 24th at 7 p.m. For the community center, the Center for Prevention will be there on February 20th and March 6th from 3 to 7 p.m. The Journey Bus will be there March 5th and March 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Women's Book Club is meeting there at 10:30 in the morning on March 10th, but please reach out to the center to join to attend that. And the All Cancer Support Group is on March 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Kucinich?
Joe, just touch up on
Did I steal
DPW
your thunder?
report.
Sorry. Steve.
Huh?
Did I
Oh, it's
steal
all
your
right.
thunder?
I was actually looking forward to joining him, if anybody was paying attention to the weather this week. I mean, we were supposed to have like between 2 inches and like 30 inches of snow. So I was gonna actually, tag along with them, but it looks like that's not gonna happen, so, but,
Thank goodness.
that's all.
Oh, good. Well,
Councilman Smith?
I've been on, my retirement vacation, but I'm back. But in the interim, we are going to have a real estate committee meeting, probably next week, I'm hoping. So we'll get going with getting rid of, selling some of our properties or auctioning them off. And I have, started to organize the Hometown Heroes banner situation, and I need to verify how many actual slots we have left and if we're gonna move forward with putting them elsewhere if we run out of polls.
Right, and we're gonna need to make sure that we update the website because it's very difficult to find Hometown Heroes on the website, so.
Yes, it is. And I've already discussed with Shelby as another matter that we're working on. I will update her again tomorrow. There's a lot of people using ice eaters on the lake, which is
Yes.
not allowed unless you're registered with this town, but they also don't know how. I've already handled about 3 people on Lyons Avenue where I took the actual thing and knocked on their door and explained the situation to them, and they have controlled it. But the one in River Styx Cove is ridiculous from the old Johnny's Marina. It's open all the way to the middle of the cove, and that's unbelievable that, and I wanted to find out from somebody who is in charge of giving the warnings and the tickets, because we have said that there will be tickets, and our people from our building department and so forth, if they're in charge, they drive by it every day. So there are a couple, I've had 3 phone calls this week since I got home on
on Music Boosters. The funds collected for that do benefit the Michael Botch Scholarship. Any questions, please email Sarah Platt at sarahplatt2@gmail.com. Celebration of events, we have not scheduled a meeting yet, but I know that is in the works. Some upcoming events, we have the Lake Hopatcon Block Party Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m. at Hopatcon State Park. They are accepting vendor registrations if you'd like to sign up for a table. Weather permitting, it's always a great day, a lot of fun, a lot of people, a lot of good food, and a good time had around our beautiful lake. The Hopatcon High School Tricky Tray is Saturday, March 22nd at 4 p.m. in the high school gym. You can visit the Hopatcon High Parent Teacher Student Organization Facebook page for their form to register for that. And last, sounds like people from home now have audio, so they can hear us.
They can?
Yes.
Because it says it's muted here.
They can hear us.
At home?
And one quick question, Mayor, do we have an update or any timing from Rich Schindler when he's gonna come in and give us an MSA update? Because he's supposed to be coming in quarterly and we haven't seen him in probably like 2 quarters.
I think he's not back until the end of February. He's away.
Okay.
Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome. I'm not 100% if he's coming back the last day of February or the early March, but his wife is my vet, so I know.
Completely understandable.
Whenever we get the Lake Hopatcon Commission updates is usually when we're supposed to get the MSA updates, and we haven't been getting them. So I just want to make sure that we do get them.
Somebody can email him.
Oh yeah, but we don't.
Yeah, he has internet where he is.
Yeah, Val.
That's good.
No, I didn't have it every day. Trust me, it was annoying.
What an internet.
Oh my God, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm like, bam, and I'm like, what just happened? I had no water. We had no water every morning, pretty much for 2 hours.
Was that it, Rachel?
Yep, that's everything.
Perfect. So just catching up on just a few things. We had a meeting, as Rachel mentioned, with the block party. So we had a meeting here with the committee for the block party for Hopatcon. As you heard, it's the 17th. Hopatcon does have tables that are there. Our police department is usually there. Our astronomy club is there. We'll have a few other people in that central area.
May 17th.
We are looking to have a little bit more from Sussex County at the block party. There's a lot of Morris County that's there, but Hopatcon is a Sussex County town. So we are looking to have some more with the sheriff's office and the county commissioners and whatnot. We have a meeting coming up to see if we can bring them down here. So our Hopatcon residents have the availability to see their elected officials there. I would like to take the time to thank our DPW for the many snowstorms and the ice storms. DPW's team, their water and their sewer, they've been out plowing and salting. It is not very easy. Hopatcon is not a small town. Most of these storms, the men are out in the evening. It's desolate, it's dark. And I really want to commend them for their hard work. It's not easy when you're out there and there's no one else on the road. There are cars that are on the streets that don't belong there. You do have to avoid them. And it's a lot of work and there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of calls that come in. They haven't been on my street. I haven't seen them in a couple hours. You're not going to, because each person is responsible for 8 miles of road. I think it is 8 miles, 11 miles of road. So you might not see them for a couple hours depending on where they are, but you will see them and they have been out there. And I think, you know, all of us that have lived here pretty much a long time, we all know where Morris County starts in a snowstorm because it's where the snow is, because Sussex County roads, from when you leave your driveway to Lakeside Boulevard, going into Morris County, you can see all the snow still on the ground. So I really do want to commend them for everything that they've done. I want to thank also our emergency services, you know, our dispatch. Every time there's an issue with power, you know, people still will not think, don't call 911, don't call 911, call the 398-5000 number, but you really should be reporting your power outage. And you can go online and you can register your cell phone number and you will have a direct line with JCP&L for your specific house because you put your account number in and they will give you your individual alerts. But I want to thank dispatch, our emergency services, our CERT team. We did open up a warming shelter within the last few days. So they were there to man that, our OEM coordinator. Our updates that we get come from our OEM coordinator, and that's what you'll see posted on the Facebook page and whatnot from Hopakon. We share those, and hopefully we don't have that many more. Just following on what Mr. Falcone said, you know, our meeting that we had with DPW, the interesting thing that I found in the meeting was in the 2024-25 season so far, we have utilized more of our storms and utilized more of our salt and our DPW than we did in the last 5 years combined. So we really have had a lot of these small entities that are taking place that are just, you know, kind of wiping everybody out. Plus, we've also had the water main breaks that happen every once in a while, because as we know, with the ground freezing and thawing, you know, that's exactly what happens. The pipes move and they break. None of them are planned. So whether it's snow or an emergency power outage, a broken water pipe, we do apologize for the inconvenience, but there are people that are out there taking care of those. And again, I want to say thank you to DPW because I can't thank them enough. I also want to thank you for your patience during the difficult time with the Route 80 road closure. The detours from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, they're working as quickly as they can to fix the problem with the sinkhole. They're estimating 3 weeks. If you've read any of the DOT notifications, they've said that they will be working 24 hours a day until they get it fixed. They're not at that level yet, since they have not figured out exactly what they're going to do first. There is something that you can do to get live updates. I don't know how familiar everyone is with 511nj.org, but you can go on to that, and that has live updates for traffic all over the state of New Jersey. Plus it has the maps, and you can pull it right up on your phone. And if you're in New York or Connecticut, you know, it's still the 511, except it's 511ny.org. And that will give you the live traffic updates. So something else that we can have in our day and age to help us get around all of these crazy things that are happening. Moving along. We have public comment. Can I have a motion for public comment?
Go ahead. Did you want to request something?
Yeah. Shelby, can we get the administrative report?
Yeah, I just have,
in there, because I know I've been getting a lot of questions that you kind of pointed on with the salt. Is there like the plan for the salt?
yeah, I actually had answered a couple emails today from residents about salt. So, we, you know, as everyone touched upon, we've had a lot of snow incidents this season, a lot more than usual. And, you know, every time we're in need of salt, and so is the rest of Sussex County. So our salt vendor has been, you know, struggling to keep up with the demand. So we have been using grit with our salt, which we typically don't do. We try to avoid that, but just to make our salt reserves last, we've had to resort to using grit. Thankfully, we got some salt delivered end of last week, and we have more expected this week for our latest order. So we should be good now on salt. That this storm we were supposed to get this week doesn't seem to be coming, or at least not in the way that it was originally forecasted. So, you know, we were running a little low on salt there, but we are good now, and we're looking good for the rest of the season, as long as, you know, we just stay on top of it and the vendor can keep up. But, you know, that's what we've been dealing with. And, you know, again, props to DPW for staying on top of it all. I know that they are tired. I'm sure that they are glad that this week's storm is not, or it was supposed to be today. So, you know, I'm sure they're glad that
it's gonna miss us.
yeah.
Exactly,
Other than that, right now the engineer, the borough engineer and I are working on a NJ TAP grant, and that is through the DOT, and that is Transportation Alternatives. The project is a continuation of streetscaping on River Styx Road. There are 2 previous grants that we have completed through this program, and we're looking to connect them on River Styx. So my ask for the mayor and council and anyone in the public is we're looking for some letters of support. So business owners, residents, anyone who would like to see continued streetscaping on River Styx Road, you can reach out to me. I'll have templates prepared for letters of support, and you know, we're just looking for, you know, a few letters that we can submit with our application. And then the only other update I want to give is that our tax assessor, Therese DePiero, is retiring from the borough after 28.5 years. So I just wanted to thank her for her service to the borough and wish her the best on her next venture. And that's it.
Very good. Can I have a motion for public comment?
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion, I'm sorry, the meeting is open to the public for anything and everything that's on and off the agenda. Dave?
Dave,
Come on, Dave.
come on, Dave.
I
gotta
feel
sit
like every
closer.
meeting you're getting further and further away from us.
I'm sorry.
And how exciting was it, Dave, that the only letter at the Lake Hopatcong Commission meeting was yours?
Oh, really? You got it? Did they
About
take
the
any action?
lifeguards.
Did they take any action?
No. They are sending a letter to they are sending something to the state of New Jersey based on it, though.
Oh,
I will
okay,
say
that's-
that. There was a very large discussion about it, but it was the only piece of correspondence at the meeting
Oh,
on Monday night.
thank you for letting me know.
Mhm.
Good to hear. Couple of things, the calendar was very nice, the first page. But I think it would be nice next year, if we can afford it, to have it in color on the other pages.
Mhm.
Because it was.
We take donations.
Wow. We could start at the head table.
Way to turn it around, Dave.
I'm sorry, Dave won that one. Point to Dave on that
Yeah, really,
comment.
you
He
got
wins.
me.
Dave wins.
And I might suggest, I was good that the calendar came out on the last possible day, but that was good before we ran out of
Mhm.
dates, so that was very good. It just seems that we don't need these subtitles with these abbreviations.
The key, those are the key.
The key on
Yep.
each
Yeah.
page, because you could just put it, Borough Hall, where there's a meeting.
Well, there's
But-
character limits. That's why the key is on the top of each page. Because if you put the full location under every event, you're not gonna have enough space in the days of the calendar.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the other thing is if we could identify what these different scenes are,
Oh, the locations of the
Yeah.
photos.
the locations and what it represents.
Are you volunteering to help with the
Are you
calendar?
Sounds like it.
And maybe
Yeah.
the photographer.
I volunteered to sit with him and explain each picture.
For
a quarter, she'll autograph.
That sounds good.
A quarter a month.
A quarter.
Yeah.
Wow, it used to be a nickel.
Yeah.
Was there, with the traffic survey that was mentioned a couple of sessions back with DuPont Avenue, they put a one of those
Speed sign.
Speed
speed
signs.
signs. That's
Mhm.
what- I'm getting old, I can't.
We got you, Dave. Don't worry. We got you.
Words don't come out. They did a survey, did they come up with a result as to what they were going to do? to-
We don't have the results yet of the survey. There are several locations that they were doing surveys in. So I'm sure that we'll get a compilation of everything when they're done with recommendations, if there is a
And are
recommendation.
they gonna look at Durban and Mountain, what's it called?
Brooklyn Mountain.
Brooklyn Mountain.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn Mountain and Durban Avenue, believe it or not, do not have as many accidents as we think that they do. We remember them all in our heads because they're so ferocious.
Yes,
But there really aren't as many traffic accidents there as we really think that they are. So they have done the studies there, and right now, having what they have with the blinking stop signs, that's the best that they have, for that area that's there.
they can't do it on making a four road stop sign.
The recommendation was not to do the four-way.
The
stop there.
the site distance is not there to support it.
Yes,
Pardon?
The site distance, coming around the bends and the
Yeah.
corners, you don't have enough sight line to stop in
To
time in the
stop.
event that there is a backup and stuff. So it just, from a safety perspective, it doesn't work.
Oh, that's it.
Was it ever discussed about a blinking light?
Same thing.
Mhm.
Same.
Yep, traffic light, blinking light, stop sign. Rumble strips is the next option. We'll just pop everybody's tires and say,
Aren't
slow down.
Oh, there are rumble strips. Aren't there rumble strips?
I meant like
Oh,
spike
oh,
strips, as it's being sarcastic, like,
Just on Durban Avenue, not the other, because the other way,
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
just come speeding, and they come around the curve, it's hard.
well, they have the right of way.
I-
Brooklyn
well,
Mountain has the
yeah,
right of
they have
way.
the right of way, but, and you have to peek out and to see them
Yes.
coming in.
They're coming down a hill too, which
Yeah.
doesn't help. I actually had somebody stop me at my house and ask for to do another study there because their wife was involved in a pretty bad accident there, so. Yeah, it's not a great spot. I agree with you.
As far as the outside groups paying for use of our facilities, these are not township
Correct.
groups.
Correct,
This
these
would
are,
be like some.
these are outside entities like, for example, there's a company called Kick Soccer that comes in and uses our facility.
I see.
They charge our campers, let's say $100, 100 campers, they take that money and they go. We don't make $1 off of it.
It makes sense to charge.
Absolutely.
Yes. excellent.
We looked it up. We actually have an ordinance that says we should be charging people who are utilizing our fields like that. So it's just something that we have to put back into play, because I guess it's not in play. We looked it up.
The school did something very similar. We used to, and we actually charged the in-town entities as well. Because what was happening is the janitors would be paid overtime to use those facilities. The school would eat that money. So now we charge the entities who use that being in town, but at least that money stays in-house. So the school operates in the black instead of in the red.
Makes sense. It's a good idea. How are we doing with the microphone?
We actually have, the clerk is out this week, but we actually have the clerk tasked with all of that information. So she's looking to get things for the speakers, for the microphone and whatnot. So hopefully
Very good.
soon.
And the last thing is, how is our flag coming along?
Our flag is coming along good. I actually just reached out to the woman who in the borough who's been helping me with it and asked her to email them and ask them what's going on. So should be soon.
Okay, good. Thank you all.
Thanks, Dave. We'll see you at the second portion.
Oh, I have the microphones on my list.
And the flag, just so we're
What-
both
I don't-
asking, what's the flag? The new Hopac flag, Bridget, it's Bridget.
Hello,
Hi, Pete.
Pete Franklin. Whenever I hear river Styx, my ears perk up and I'm going like, what are we talking about with these streetscaping?
Yeah, so, it's, a continuation of the, like the streetlights, the decorative streetlights that are like here on the corner
And the
and
sidewalks.
and the
Oh, they're
sidewalks.
coming up this way.
We would connect the two. We would connect from Hopatchong to where
Yeah.
River sticks before your house. It will be
Well,
that in
that
between.
answers the prayer of one of the ladies who is a waitress over there because she says it's really dark up along this area.
Yes, it is.
All right, so hopefully no planes will land.
Well, if she would like to write a letter of support, she can send me an email.
Okay, I will let her know if I see
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
Okay.
It is
Very good.
very bright down there.
Yeah, it's too bright.
Very,
Yeah,
It hurts
you
your
get very
eyes.
confused.
you have to wear sunglasses.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Anyone else? Not seeing anything? Motion to bring it back?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving along to the approval of minutes, approval of the February 5th, 2025 minutes. Councilman Smith is not eligible.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni.
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kislevich.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Abstain.
Oh,
No, whatever, no.
It'll write down the list.
Yeah, really, no.
And we don't have any correspondence this evening. Resolution 2025-45, the bills list.
Does anybody need anything out? I need to take out a couple.
Same, I want to take out one.
Okay. So I have to take out 25-00140. To take out 25-00418 and 25-00435.
25-00409.
Is that it?
Jen, on my end,
Uh,
24
What do you have to take out?
01570,
Got it.
25 00025.
25?
Yeah, Dice Rescue Sue,
Okay, say that again one more time. 25,
-00025.
okay,
Finance. Oh,
got it.
oh.
What was your first one, Steve?
15702401570 was the first one, correct?
Mhm.
Then 25-00025.
Yep.
You have to take out 24-02089.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Anna, did you get all
That's it?
those?
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do them separately. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to make a motion for 25-00409. I will make the motion just to pass that one.
Okay,
And a roll call?
second,
That was mine, right?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Abstain.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
then I'll make a motion on 24-01570, 24-02089, 25-00025.
second,
Roll call?
Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
Mr. Kukovic,
Abstain.
Ms. Rodriguez,
yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
and I don't think I can make the motion, can I make the motion for my own? So if you want.
all right, so I will make the motion to
25.
move 25-00140. 25-00418 and 25-00435.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Abstain.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to pass the rest of the bills list in its entirety.
Second.
And a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes,
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to resolution 2025-46, authorizing a contract for tax map maintenance. Resolution 2025-46. We will be utilizing Civil Solutions, a division of ARH Engineering Associates. We actually used to use Civil Solutions many years ago. Happy to see them coming back for this because they are less expensive.
I'll make a
motion,
motion.
second,
On the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes,
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. 2025-47, authorizing the hiring of Lori Maloney as the nutrition site manager. Appointment of a part-time site manager for the nutrition program.
I'll make a motion.
second,
Can we just get how many hours a week? Can we add that to the resolution?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's, oh my gosh, it's gonna be 21 hours a week, I believe. But yeah, I have, I can, have that number added.
so do we have to move as amended?
Yes.
Add the hours per week, the number of hours per week.
If the person who made the motion just includes it with the motion and the other person seconds and agrees that that's fine.
So I'll make the motion to
Move it with.
move
Move
it
as
to 21
amended.
hours a week.
Second,
And a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes,
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. And that hire will start on March 17th. 2025-48, authorizing the hiring of Maximilian Basile, a superintendent of recreation. Resolution to approve the hire
17.
for superintendent of
so
recreation.
should it say 17th, not March 3rd?
she said March 17th.
I know it doesn't say March 17th.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Oh, at the bottom, yeah, no, at
For
the bottom
Lori?
it doesn't, yeah,
It's
no,
not.
'cause, we had, for personal reasons, she had to bump it back, so I made a last minute change. So, yeah, at the bottom, it has to be changed to 17.
Oh, the bottom,
Yeah, the bottom, I only changed it in the top and I
Got
forgot to
it.
change it in the bottom.
right here.
Thank you.
You have to stop doing that stuff at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
So again, resolution 2025-48, authorizing the hiring of Maximilian Basile as superintendent of recreation.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Can we just have an overview of discussion of what this job would entail, Shelby?
Yes, so we currently have been operating recreation, with the help of our volunteers and with, staff that is not recreation staff. We've kind of been all chipping in to contribute to the various requirements and aspects of recreation, just to kind of keep things going. So with this hire, I worked with the New Jersey Recreation and Park Association, the NJRPA, to make sure that in doing this hire, I was selecting a title and job description and looking for qualities in the candidate that would cover everything that I was envisioning for the future of Hopatcong and for our needs, not just as they are presently, but looking, 5 years ahead plus. So with this hire, I'm looking to increase sports offerings, offer non-sports programming for all ages, increase the senior programming in conjunction with the county, the events and parades that we already do, and to improve our facilities management. Some of the things that Joe mentioned earlier, as far as booking our parks and working with the different organizations and such. So I'm looking to pretty much grow our recreation, what we have now situation, into a full robust program. I want to bring in more funds and sponsors and accommodate more for the borough. So that's what, is the goal of this hire. And, this person's going to have a heavy lift, but I feel confident that they will be able to do so.
Great, thank you. Any questions?
No, I just want to say, I know it can be a little bit of a shell shock when you read the resolution. The way I look at it, the way I interpret it is when you organize your house, it sometimes gets worse before it gets better, right? There's a lot of different avenues to get to successful events and have things grow into what we want them to be. There's no one way to do everything. So I think just trusting the process and supporting the people that we hire in these roles and really hoping for the best to make sure that the borough succeeds is, something that I look forward to. So I wish, this person a lot of luck. Like we already discussed, they're going to be under a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes on them, but I look forward to what this could become and the benefits it'll bring to the borough. So change doesn't have to be scary. It's just, let's just be a little bit more open-minded and patient and hope for the best.
Well said.
Mhm.
We have a motion and a second?
Yep.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
No.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-49, authorizing a contract with PMC Wireless for dispatch equipment.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And a roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-50, authorizing refunds for basketball. These are refunds that are coming from the Recreation Commission. There are 2 of them on there.
Which we already paid the bills for.
Thank you for pointing that out. Do we have a motion in a second?
I second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Abstain.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-51, authorizing the appointment of Judith Karan as our Chief Financial Officer.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And the roll call?
Mr. Bongiovanni,
Yes.
Mr. Falcone,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Kukovic,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms.
Does this,
Smith.
go ahead, make your vote.
Yes.
Sorry. Are these the last time we'll have Joe's name on the resolutions?
I think so.
Oh, rip Joe. Rest in peace.
Our town.
Well, that's Joe.
Well, maybe
There's
not.
too many Joes.
We might have 1 or 2 if they linger. Ordinances, we do not have any introductions. We don't have any final hearings. Do we have any old business? No, do we have any new business?
I have a question.
Sure.
Why don't we have a police commissioner?
We actually tabled that at the beginning of the year, if you remember it.
I do, but I don't
because-
I think that I thought I was looking at through the website and looking at certain things and it says you have to have one.
No, you're right. And what we did is we had just tabled it off because we hadn't settled on it as a committee and we wanted to bring it back to the council to discuss. So it hasn't been on the agenda in order for us to be able to discuss whether or not we would use a police commission or a committee.
Okay,
That's what the discussion would be, whether it goes.
because we went a whole year without.
Yes, whether
anything.
whether
Yeah.
it goes back to a committee or a commission is really what the discussion's gonna end up being.
Okay.
For the council.
Okay,
We just haven't put it on, it just hasn't been on the agenda.
okay.
I have a couple questions. With all of this talk about JCP&L raising rates, I think it's like 20% or something over the summer. There's been a lot of municipalities around us who've done resolutions in the way of fighting those or combating them. Or saying, hey, don't screw with us, we don't wanna do this. Have we thought about possibly doing one of those resolutions?
In relation to that, a couple of people called me that their bills
Oh, yeah.
increased by 35 to
Crazy.
40%
Yeah.
in the month of December, January.
So what would the resolution do?
And
though?
I think it
It
was
would just
the,
really show support, because I know that there's a lot of other municipalities, so it would be almost like, I don't know, like joining like a class action lawsuit, but we don't really get a benefit, it's just giving us.
Expressing your
It's expressing,
distaste
yeah,
as a town.
it's us telling the VPU or telling JCP&L, hey, listen, we hate this, knock it off. And then maybe if we can get enough municipalities together, I don't know, something happens in a positive
Has the
way.
BPU
Yeah.
already passed it though?
Yes,
The
They already
BPU 's
passed
the
it?
BPU has already passed it,
If it's in
so
your bills, it's the,
No, it's coming. I thought it was coming
it's starting in July.
in July.
if it's starting in July, the BPU is likely already passed it.
So all these other lawmakers that are saying, elected officials who are saying they're gonna fight this and they're setting up legislation to fight it, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to, the rates at the BPU are not set based upon fairness or, popularity. They're based upon very complicated financial formulas that the utilities come and show that they're expending X amount and they need X amount for infrastructure and X amount for capital, et cetera. So if somebody's going to oppose rate increases at the BPU, if you send letters down that say, hey, we don't like rate increases, you're wasting your time.
Okay.
If you send a letter down that says you think the calculations are wrong or the inputs are wrong, or something else that goes into their process, that could have value. So I don't know what the other towns are passing.
Right.
So she
I'm
knows.
probably gonna sound super green here, right, but,
So she can look, yeah, she can look at it.
similar to like how cable companies used to monopolize certain areas, right, and that's kind of, I don't know if that's done at the state level where now that's not a thing. Is there any legislation that you know of or anything coming down the line or where the utility companies wouldn't have the monopoly, like we would have an option to either go PSE&G or JCP&L to keep prices?
So the state is divided as to who has the infrastructure. And the infrastructure, I don't know the exacts, but the predominant amount of your bill is based upon the infrastructure to deliver it, right? So JCP&L, First Energy has this region, PSE&G has the center part of the state. You can go with alternate consolidators who save some money by consolidating some generation some places. And you got flyers about that, and some people join those things, and sometimes it makes a small difference. But that actual portion of your bill is fairly limited, because JCP&L is the one who put in all the poles, all the wires, all the infrastructure up here, et cetera.
So the distribution charges stay the same.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So if you go with one of the consolidators, they're consolidating energy from some power source, that gets put into the line, and they save you some amount.
It's,
But-
it's
but-
minimal and it's on a timely basis, because a friend of mine got caught with that where they signed up 2 cents off a kilowatt. And then they didn't notice that it was 1 year, and then they bumped it up 10 cents a kilowatt at the end of the year. So you have to be careful.
So because they own the poles, the lines, they're able to monopolize the area where you can't have.
Correct, because you couldn't imagine like another power company coming in and saying, hey, we're gonna put a set of alternate poles or something in. But that's why there's a generation, a transmission, and then other charges that have to do with, the tariffs along different parts of the energy distribution system. I don't
regulate.
I wonder if
know all
it'll
those
gain
details.
traction, because the cable companies use the same poles that all the other cable companies use, right? I'm wondering if this is something that will gain traction on the state level with the increase, right? Because they obviously have a shared system to use the poles and the lines for different cable companies,
Through,
correct?
they have that through the electric company though, that's not,
That's what I mean. Oh, it's through the electric
it's through the
company.
electric company, they have permission to use those poles.
Hey, John, all the poles that PSE and G has in town, do they have a like a JCPNL? Do they have some kind of waiver for the poles? Like, can we issue them either a permit or a fee for having these poles in Hopakon?
Attack,
And go
right?
back to as a tax or fee service?
I can't wait to hear that answer.
Yeah, the answer is no, because when the town became a town and when the town had roads, you've given a blanket easement in your right of ways for the placement of the poles.
I love the idea,
Yeah, I know, right?
And now we're paying the price.
you know, Meg.
They get you coming and going.
You might want to get some of the resolutions that other towns have done and just see what direction they're rowing in. And then,
Yeah,
and then I
absolutely.
could give you
Valerie
some
will-
better
I asked
advice.
Valerie to
Yeah.
look into it. No, I'm Valerie. Valerie. will look
Oh,
into it.
Valerie, okay.
Shauna's writing it down.
Oh, I see, I got you.
For
I'm like-
Valerie to look into it.
Writing down what?
No, I know it's.
Oh, Thank you.
And then, no, I'll have to look it up. It came across my feed and I was like, ooh, maybe I'll bring this up, but I didn't. And then when I went back, it was gone, so I'll look.
Oh,
I'll
imagine
look
what
it up.
that feed looks like.
And then I was also
I know.
wondering, when
Been a year
are,
and a
when
half.
are we gonna be looking at the professionals?
We would be setting up some time to do interviews, so we'll get what everybody's time frame is.
Okay,
When they have availability.
in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, that's all I had.
Anyone else from your business? Not seeing anything, can I have a motion for public comment?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are open for public comment again for anything and everything that's on the agenda. Kate?
Just a short thing, these two people that we're hiring, could we have in the motion or whatever it is, how many hours that they work?
So they're all department heads,
Yeah,
except for the one hire, which you heard us talk about, the 20
What?
hours, I think that it
21
was.
hours.
21 hours for the person, but the recreation superintendent and the CFO, they're department heads.
right,
So they're required to work the regular full-time of the borough, but they're also required to work overtime without pay. So all of the events, like the parades or something that we're doing outside, an event, yoga in the park, whatever's happening, that recreation superintendent, their salary covers all that. There's no overtime for that. Same thing with the CFO. When you see the CFO here for the budget and all of those types of meetings that the CFO is coming to, or meetings that we have, during before business hours, after business hours, that the CFO is required to attend,
right.
they're not paid overtime for that. It's just their salary is what they get.
Because
So they work a regular work week and then some without an increase.
I was just wondering what the recreation supervisor, the kids are in school during the.
Well,
during the day.
recreation isn't just children.
I see,
Recreation is all of the entire town needs recreation. Whether it's the senior citizens, the children, or just the, middle-aged people, recreation is everyone.
okay, thank you.
Should be, recreation should be everyone, and that's the direction that we're going in.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Anyone else?
All right.
If not seeing anything, motion to bring it back.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We are going to go into executive session for personnel issues to still discuss. So when we come out of executive session, we will not be taking any action whatsoever, so you don't need to linger or wait.
No lingering,
Bye-bye.
no loitering either.
So we have to make a motion to adjourn public or not?
We just make a motion to go into closed session for further personnel discussion.
Got it. I'll make a motion to go into.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay, thank you all for coming.